Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News.
What's up? It's Brice.
It's your boy Wendell.
And it's Jack, and we're your baby boys.
Get ready for a new episode of
Survivor News.
Hello, and we are back, your trio of baby boys covering Survivor Season 44, the finale episode 13. I'm your host, Brice Isaiah, and I am joined by these two illustrious men hailing all the way from the great state of Connecticut. He is on holiday. He is an actor. He is a poker player. He is a man of many talents. Let's welcome back to the podcast. You may know him from Netflix Season 2, The Circle. It is the Jackery. Jack, welcome back.
Great to be here. It was great seeing you guys this week, too, and I'm ready to break down a phenomenal finale episode with you guys.
Ooh, yes. It a lot to get through. And hailing from the streets of Ardmore, he is a
A-Town.
Morehouse man. You may know him from Survivor Ghost Island. More importantly, you may know him as Season 40 First Merge Boot. You might know him from HGTV, Hot Mess House, Beach Cabana Royale, Yow, and word on the block is he got a new show on Amazon coming out soon. But more importantly, he literally is now somebody's father. Let's welcome back to the podcast my nephew, the young prince of the Purple Throne's father, Wendeezy Papa Holland.
What's up? That's the best introduction. Oh my goodness. Wow. It feels good.
Yes.
Good to be here.
It's good to be here. Okay. I don't have a voice. I am tired. I am overwhelmed. My messages are on 1,000. Brice and Wynn present the finale. Brooklyn was one for, I don't want to say the books. I want to say is one for the mother books. Okay. We did that. And I am tired. I'm sleepy, but I had such a great time. Wendell, your thoughts? Because I could go on and I got more to say, but I just want to.
Well, first of all, thank you to everyone that came out. So many fans, so many people from the reality community, all shows. It was just great. It was a real reunion. We're already thinking about how to go even harder for next season. We're hypercritical of ourselves, so we understand and we have learned and look for ways that we can improve. And so we're ready to do it again, although we need some rest. But it was just so great to see so many different people in the building and people from like so many seasons and so many shows. It really was like a real reunion.
For sure. It was more like a festival, in my opinion. And, shout out to everyone that participated and came to our panel, Real Talk, Mental Health and Reality TV. It was really amazing. So much thought-provoking conversations. Shout out to Merch. Shout out to Team Mertz. Shout out to just everyone that participated in the panel. Shout out to everyone that came to the welcome party. Okay, the welcome party was the welcome party.
Wow.
Okay. That joint was jumping. Even if Wendell, Jack, and I got into a can't find gas dilemma and I had to cipher gas on the side of the street.
Cipher?
I had to cipher gas on the side of the street. I mean, fight. Isn't that when you have to like suck gas out of one car and get it into like the can?
We're already.
I'm not even trying to be nasty. I was
that's siphon.
Cipher's
like a rap.
Well, I was ciphering too because I had to rap to the people to let me get the gas.
True.
Meanwhile, Jack sucking the gas. When Deezy's cussing Jack out, it was a lot.
Jack had the thing plugged in.
So it was a lot going on, but Jack is always clueless in the mode. Just like, what? I'm just charging my phone.
Like, if you
Uh,
don't unplug.
and yeah, and then just Berry Park. Okay, whoo.
Wow.
The views, the people that came out was truly so I mean, the sea of people that were there, and it's really hard. But this is a part of. I have a cuss out for Jack in this actual photo. I can't really zoom in. However, Jack Atkins is in this photo, and you might wonder, well, where is Jack?
It's
Well,
like a Where's Waldo.
I'll tell you where Jack is. In a corner under a speaker. At one point in time, I grabbed Wendell and I said, look where Jack is. Okay? Jack has a thing with finales and speakers under them. I don't understand his obsession. But yeah, shout out to the amazing people, the amazing cast that pull up to Brice and Wynn Present. Brooklyn, the finale. Shout out to the RHAP family. A huge shout out to Chappelle, Mari, and Sasha, Puya, Aisha, Sam Moore that came out and helped support us. It was like truly amazing. And yeah, I thought I had some more photos, but I guess I don't. But yeah, it was so much going on.
Yeah.
What a great
And I-
time. Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Because I take my moderating very seriously. So at a party like this, we had the welcome party, we had the pregame, we had the pre-party at Berry Park, we have the after party. During the episode, I said, let me find a good spot, make sure I catch all the action because I know this finale is going to be popping. And
So
I only
you
go to
look
the
for a
corner.
speaker.
I only go to the corner because I'm so tall that if I stand in the middle, I feel like I'm blocking everything. And don't get me wrong, I was bouncing around different spots, but like there's so much going on there. It would be like, all right, commercial break. Let me go talk to people. Let me find the nearest corner and speaker. And then next commercial, new corner, new speaker.
Oh, yeah, because you were upstairs at one point under the
Yeah.
pavilion by under another speaker.
Yeah. I got to stay out the way. If I just stand in the middle, everyone, like, there's a shadow going a mile back.
I'm not a shadow.
Yeah. So I just try to stay out the way. And, I'm the only circle representation at these, other than Shuby.
Shuby was in the building. Okay, don't discount.
Shuby went to a Yankees game during the finale. He didn't pull up till 10:30, and he said, "Oh, Jay, I'm going to a Yankees game." He's like, "Do you think that's?" He's like, "I'll be there by 9." I'm like, "Shoot, the game's at 7. You're in the Bronx." So, and then he pulls up. He's like, "Do you think I made a mistake?" I was like, "Shoot, there's 162 Yankees games. There's only one finale, but you do you." So I was on my own. So I was bouncing around trying to make those connections. But
I think that's hilarious because I didn't know that. I saw Shuby at one part of the night. He's like, Brice, great episode. Shuby, you didn't
he didn't
even
watch
see
it. He was watching the Yankees.
But yeah, just so many people. I can't name them all, but I mean, some that come to my mind are Carla, Zaddy Xander with his new look, Cash from Love Island, Will and James, Brett, LaBelle, Tiffany, Evie, Brooke Cam High,
Chris
Hammond. You said who?
Jesse Lopez,
Carla, Mariah, Alla Gabler. Oh my God.
James Jones,
Derek,
Dom,
Azza, Hannah, 1/3 of the cookout, Chada.
Oh my God.
Big D,
that's Derek.
Half
Yeah, it's so much. I feel like I am
44.
Okay, quiet as it's kept. The whole cast was there, but listen, we'll get to the episode. So much, but truly, thank you to all the fans. So many of our Philly people pull up that have been along the way to all of our Philly parties. So many of our New York family. There was somebody that I came to the welcome party, and I had a nice shirt on, and he was like, "That's a very good shirt on you have, my friend." I said, "Oh, thank you. Where are you from?" He said, "I'm from Ireland." I said, "Well, what are you doing in New York?" He said, "I've always wanted to come to these, and I came from Ireland to be a part of the festivities." Okay, we are international. Okay, I'm trying to find the luck of the Irish. Okay, take me with you. Whew. It just, so much. I feel like I'm missing so many more people, but yeah, it was just like truly a great time. All of the preparation.
See you, Jackie.
He's
Oh.
going to find a corner with a speaker. We could not end this season out without Jack having internet problems. Oh, he's back.
Is he?
Is he?
I'm just gonna go ahead and look through my photos to see who all was there while Jack's internet's interneting.
At this point, I am convinced because Jack's been in Texas, Jack's been in LA, now he's in Connecticut. I'm convinced Jack is Jack's
Jack is the problem.
I know. I think I'm blocking the Wi-Fi. I'm like,
You're too. You gotta
do
find.
you guys hear me okay now?
Yes, we can hear you okay. But can you hear us?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can hear you. I'm on my phone. Like, I've been on my phone because my computer's not working. Then I was on my Wi-Fi, but I guess my mom doesn't want to have any Wi-Fi out here. So, rural Connecticut's doing me kind of.
Well, while
I'm
we got
sorry,
you
I know.
back, okay, it is the favorite time of the year, the episode. I only have one, and there is no multiple choice, Jack, for this one this time. But I feel like you should know this one. Left a good job out in the city, working for the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleep, 'cause I was worried about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning. Proud Mary keep on rolling. And we're rolling. Rolling on the river. Sometimes we start off slow, and we like to go very slow, and then we speed it up. We speed it up. Left a good job out in the city, working for the man every night. Jack, do you know? Can you name the tune? Can you name the artist?
So I definitely know the song. Like, I've heard the song for sure. Can you hear me okay?
Jack, you're not getting out of it that easy.
Well,
this is the time his internet works.
I know my service is terrible, and I feel I'm really bad about it because this is a big episode, and I'm kind of annoyed by my terrible service. So I've heard the song before. I can promise you that 100%. I don't know if my service was there, but I was singing along to the rolling by the that part. So I would guess it's called like Rolling by the River.
Okay, so that is incorrect. But can you name the artist?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay. Well, I think for giggles, we would just love an attempt.
Is it a guy or a girl?
It is it's a woman. It's a legend, a late legend, sadly to report.
Okay. See, I'm just worried I'm gonna.
She was once married to a man named Ike Turner.
I've heard the name. What's it start with? What's the first letter of the name?
Well, do you know her last name?
No, if I knew the last name, I would have answered.
Her name is the same name.
Is it a Tina Turner?
What tipped you off, Jack?
I wasn't piecing together that she would have taken Ike's last name, but I realized then that she passed away this week, right?
Yes. So condolences to the legend, the icon who paved the way for so many amazing people who broke records, who didn't stay in R&B, went to rock. She broke so many barriers as a Black woman. Our hearts go out to Tina and her family, and she will be missed. And out of all of the people to guess, Jackery got it right.
Thank God. Thanks for the hint. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, listen, let's get into this episode.
Amazing. Yeah. Again, I apologize if my service is shaky. I'm very frustrated by that, but I'm excited to get into the episode. Am I good right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and because it's such a long episode, you know, I got all the points to hit, but I really want to just pick specific spots to open up for discussion. Otherwise, we could be here for 4 hours, you know? So certain things I'm just going to zoom over if you're listening and I skip over something. I'm sorry about that, but we kick it off back from the final 6 vote. Heidi has just played her idol like unnecessarily, I guess you could say. So now people are scrambling. They think there could be a new one back in play. Carolyn is trying to convince Carson to go out and look at night and saying she'll guide him and that she's got like night vision. And Carson's like, Carolyn, I'd rather wait until the morning when I can actually see. Carolyn tells Carson, or Jam asks Carolyn, do you have an idol? She's like, no, but I'm finding one tonight. And so we see the next day like a big scramble for the idol. We see that there's one hidden along the beach up in a tree, and we see everyone kind of passing by it, but we don't actually see anyone find it. Along with this, we see Lauren and Carson having a conversation talking about how they both feel like they could be the targets at the final 5. And so that's just sort of setting the narrative for this finale episode. Now we get, oh my God. Okay, can you hear me again?
Yes.
Yes. We're with you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then we get into the final 5 immunity challenge, where we have an obstacle course where you have to collect keys at multiple levels of the obstacle course, use them to climb a ladder to complete a vertical, like circular puzzle, sort of like what Brice is showing off right now.
Not at all, but the only thing that's like the only thing is similar is the fact that it's vertical.
Yeah. Hey, that's half the battle.
Okay.
Carson and Heidi quickly get off to a solid lead. And when we get to the puzzle, Carson's able to use his puzzle skills. I don't know if you practiced this one, but he uses his skills to win immunity and also the sanctuary reward for to which he brings Jam Jam. So what do you guys think about Carson's performance in this challenge, his decision to bring Jam Jam to the sanctuary? Just sort of give me your thoughts up to this point.
I think Carson played no games. I was thinking about you the whole time because I was thinking that I was like, I wonder what Jack and the rest of the Jack Shack will say that Carson actually got this puzzle because he has practiced puzzles. He's very smart, but he was killing it in the challenge. I thought Heidi was killing it. Heidi was on that the whole time. She wasn't playing. I've been saying this a long time ago, but it really seems like after last episode, Heidi was in the car. Heidi must have been in the car that we were in New York, and we was running low on gas. And after we did a rap cipher and we siphoned gas, Heidi turned the key on and she was on go. Like go. When I mean go, floor, pedal to the metal, foot to the floor. Like she was not playing. I also just back to the idol that was hidden in the tree. I really feel like production wanted someone to find the idol because production was out there like if y'all looking for the idol, the cameraman was literally like I mean, they had showing us everyone. Jam Jam, Lauren, Carson, Heidi, and the cameraman, we gonna name him Bob. He was trying to tell them, like,
was the camera even on them, or was it just
was right?
They like, hey, I'm over here.
Right.
He's like, hey, I'm filming up here.
Bob was like, I'm over here. Lauren, look up. Carolyn was like, it's not dark enough. I'll look. It's too light. I gotta wait till it's dark. But I really loved that challenge. I thought it was amazing, and I just loved everyone was in it. Everyone was in it. You know, Lauren was in it. Jam Jam was in it. Carolyn got a puzzle piece, okay? And that's how I would be. Like, if I knew I wasn't going to get it, I would at least just want to get to the top and put a puzzle in. So, but shout out to the baby boy, Carson. He really did his thing. And I was proud of my young Harry Potter.
Yeah, that was the puzzle that we did on Ghost Island when I yelled at Jeff. That was I love challenges like that where you got to do a lot of stuff and end up with a puzzle. Carson did great. The most well prepared player for this season. What about the carrot cake or chocolate cake situation? Are you guys? You know that was one of the rewards. Are you guys team carrot or team chocolate?
What one of the cakes typically has nuts in it?
Whoa.
Well, no, I'm asking.
Carrot cake, I guess.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with the carrot. But it was also like a weird pairing though. Spaghetti and carrot cake. But I mean, listen.
I'm a carrot cake guy all day.
I'm going chocolate cake, but
I'm not a huge chocolater. I mean, but outside of the nuts, I really do like it's like a cream cheese filling or topping that they put. And they put it in the middle and on the top.
Whoa. Another cake that I do like cheesecake, and I'll do like key lime.
Okay, I can get down with a little
pie though, right?
I'll take that. Fine. I like peach cobbler.
You can't. You go in every genre,
right?
Well,
it's all in a crusty whatever.
Oh, I like a churro with the caramel dip.
Yeah.
A pipe of hot
cream on the inside.
Listen, right.
Pause myself.
Straight down your throat.
So, shut up. Shut up.
When we were in Brooklyn doing our thing, I got a churro too.
Did you get another one this trip?
Did.
You know they were set up.
I know they had a little truck and a big truck. Yeah, I got a churro.
Yeah. Well, we digress. Good win for Carson.
Yeah, I do quickly want to touch on, and this is one of the instances where they're picking for the reward. A lot of times Jeff leaves some a little bit vague as to how many people you're going to be able to bring, and usually it's a good 3 to 4 people. This time Jeff says, "This is the only person you're bringing. I'm not giving you any more." And so Carson picks Jam Jam, but I was sort of thinking in that moment, whoever you bring, you're leaving 3 other people back at camp with like a clear kind of option with you on the reward. Is that something you guys think about? If you win that reward, do you want to bring someone that maybe you want to target so the other 3 people can get on the same page? Or do you just want to bring your close ally to keep them locked in with you?
Yeah, go ahead, Brice.
I was just going to say, I think at that point, Carson knew that he's already a target. He knows that he has the Tinker 3 with him. At that point, show love to the homie. Show love to like the person that you've been closest with the whole time. At this point, I feel like the game going game. Let's get some spaghetti and some carrot cake.
Yeah, there is a school of thought to leaving some eyes and ears back at camp. Possibly doing some jury management by bringing a certain player with you. Like, all right, they might get voted out anyway at some point. Let's curry favor with them. I know I did some stuff like that. There was one point where I think I took, after this puzzle, I want to say I took Sebastian and Ange on the reward for a steak dinner. And my top allies were Dom and Laurel. And I think in some confessionals, Laurel was very upset that I did that. But then the next challenge or something after that, me and Dom won together as a pair. And I was like thinking, like, do we make another move, so we could keep Laurel's eyes and ears back at camp. And Dom kind of whispered to me, like, yo, we got to bring Laurel this one. And that was a reward where we went to like a village, had a cuisine, like local food, gave out a lot of stuff. So that was the right one. But there is a school of thought where it's like, we're far enough in the game. I can only bring 1 out of 5. So that's 2 people. And then 3 people will be back. Maybe I'll just bring my top ally, shore that up.
I think if it were Heidi or Lauren that won, I think that it would be more. They would have to think more critically about who they were to bring. But being as though I feel like if Carson or Jam Jam won, I think that like I would expect them to bring each other or Carolyn. I think it would have been more advantageous of a Heidi to think, who am I going to bring with me to here, because I could really get in her ear. And if I am Heidi, I'm bringing a Carolyn.
Interesting.
But
yeah. No, I sort of just felt like, when you're leaving 3 other people at camp, I think it's a very easy, like, it's kind of a predictable thing that maybe they'll be like, oh, Jam Jam's the one that's gone. Let's all vote for him. So I wonder if there's I don't blame Carson for bringing him, but I wonder, maybe if you are a Heidi, like you said, if there's a way to weaponize that a little bit.
And she did as soon as she got back to camp.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, she said trunk clout. That was Heidi all episode.
Yeah, and like you said, so back at camp, the women are. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
God,
yes.
We hear you. They're pondering voting for Jam Jam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They introduced, and then Lauren specifically says that, last vote, Jam Jam was putting out Carolyn's name as like a backup option. Meanwhile, at the sanctuary, Jam Jam and Carson are talking about, Carolyn might be the biggest threat, and that conversation sort of being spearheaded by Jam Jam. But Carson is kind of insistent on taking out a Lauren instead, as she's someone who's got friends on the jury, and appears that they perceive her to be playing a solid game. So it definitely seems like Lauren is a contender at this point, despite the edit maybe not reflecting that fully.
Absolutely. I was so happy.
And with that being said,
Oh no, I was just so happy in that moment when Lauren was going off. Like, yes, sis, you better check your checklist off. Although we might not be seeing it, like clearly there is a level in which that we aren't seeing that they know, because Lauren is clearly saying like I'm the biggest threat out here for a reason, and I think she ain't lie about that. Another thing that I thought was so interesting was that, like, again, when DZ was saying, Heidi ain't waste no time. When Heidi got back to the camp, she was like, Carolyn girl, I am shocked, appalled, disgusted that a Carson would take a Jam Jam. Not after you just saved him with your idol, girl. Oh, that is crazy. How can he do that? Oh, pass me that rice, though. How you feeling? You okay? You all right, girl? Like, I was like, okay, Heidi ain't waste no time stirring the pot. She was stirring the pot, stir, pot. We gonna stir the pot. It's a cipher. We ain't safe no gas. Heidi said, ooh, I'm gonna put my foot in that. But anyway, okay. Heidi wasn't playing, girl. Ooh,
Brice, it's funny that you say that, because this whole finale will watch her not take her foot off the gas.
Oh, listen, everybody might have been looking at Heidi this whole season. Heidi is like, what
are you doing?
Trying to start her car. Heidi's like,
the
car that she was driving at the time sound like that. It was like, shit.
Brice, we don't want to hear about what you did during the finale, bro.
Okay. But once that car says, Heidi ain't play no games. Okay? Heidi was running stop signs. Heidi was in a school zone going 75 while the kids was crossing the street. Heidi was like, rah. Okay, sorry. I was here for Heidi. I was like, girl, watch the kids, girl. Watch the kids.
Yes.
And I know 100%. And I think like as people are realizing that Carolyn is an emotional player, but also a strategic player, I think the best way to go about it is the way that Heidi did, where you're trying to work on her emotions and able to drive her strategy rather than like coming to her strictly strategic, or also writing her off as like a non-strategist. You gotta work with her emotions to work with her strategically. And so Heidi recognized that and got after it.
Now, here's one observation of mine. So this whole time, it seems like and this is what it is. The Tika 3, they've been like locked in, and do they continue to convince people that they're gonna break up and just not do it? Like, do they continue? Like every time it seems like someone's talking to them about something, and they're like, yeah, and then they just keep on following their plan and voting people out as they have been doing this whole season. Like that's their track record. They've been doing it. So I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Me, Dom, and Laurel.
I was gonna
reminds me of
say,
Dom
like,
and Laurel, yes.
Because like the whole time people were in Laurel's ear, and in her confessional, she's like, maybe it's time to go for Dom and Wendell. She come back to us, we good. Let's do this.
But I mean, what is the alternative? What like are people just supposed to lay down while Heidi is like while Heidi's on that school bus? Like no, like people.
Shut up. Well, here's the thing, Brice. The alternative is: do you want to go to the end with this strong alliance of yours? But at this point, if you're telling me Lauren is one of the biggest threats, I'm also telling you that Jam is, and that Carson is,
Yeah.
and we as viewers have thought that Carolyn is, and we're watching Heidi go. Brrr.
Right.
So like, if everyone is a threat, if everyone, so with the right story, anyone can win.
But I also think that there is something with, again, I think at this point in the episode, in the season, don't get me wrong, I love Lauren and I'm rooting for Lauren. I'm getting the hell out the way of Heidi on that bus. But at this point, I'm like, let's go Tinker strong. I think that like is clearly what they were planning on. And everyone else is like collateral damage essentially. So I mean, I just think people trying to come at them and like obviously trying to break it up, that's clearly because you're going to get mowed over. But at this point, I honestly think that if Tinka could, they would just go to the end 3 strong, because hearing, and we can get more into it, I really do believe that there's a love and respect for each of them, and that they really would be like, whoever pitches, listen, we got to the end, now gloves are off, and whoever can pitch a better story. And as a viewer, and somebody that's the Purple Tribe captain, I would have loved to see a Tinka 3 at the end.
They were trying. Heidi foiled that.
Okay, Heidi came on that. You ever see like Fast and the Furious or one of them car things when it's like it's a hill and then like a car, like it be like the car be like that was Heidi was like, oh, I'll be damn, Tinker 3. I'll be damn.
Yeah, she did everything she could.
Yeah.
So
so prior to tribal, we see Lauren specifically going out and looking for an idol, and we see her hovering right around the spot where we now know that it's hidden, but we don't actually get any closure on whether she finds it or not. And then we dive into tribal council. Brice the cameraman, Bob showing her where it's at.
Lauren said no one talked to her at tribal. She's like, yeah, no one was really talking to me. And that struck me. And then Carson responded to it. Like, because she was like, no one talked to me. If I'm going to the jury, they should want to talk to me. But it's like, no, sis. You need to go talk to all of them if you think that you're on the chopping block. And Carson alluded to that a little bit. But do you guys have any sides to this? Like, it's not I'm on the chopping block. I shouldn't wait for people to talk to me.
I feel a little differently because this brings me back to, again, and I also feel like first season, and this is probably the first time that Lauren has ever really been in this predicament where it's like, oh, it's definitely between Lauren or somebody. And so I can take my time back to Cagayan and remembering knowing that it was potentially me. And I didn't have the wherewithal and at that time to be like, why do I not get on? Like, I need to borrow Heidi bus and I need to go around. Like, I felt like, I don't know, in that moment, knowing that they're voting for me, I felt like, you know what? I'll go to tribal and I'm a dot it up. And so I don't know. I think that when you've never first time players, and this is the first time that you've been in this position where it's like, well, whoa, I don't even have my ally Jamie. I don't have my people to even kind of like, and it's literally like it's your back against the wall. Sometimes you get like, you don't know what to do in those situations. So I could understand her not trying to campaign for herself in that moment because it's weird. I can understand, but also I can look at it like somebody, you need to go to each and every one of them. But also it's like, maybe we don't see that the writing really is on the wall. Come on, Destiny Child. And then she's just like, I'm gonna take it to the king.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
Take me to the king.
Carson definitely is right in the fact that, like, especially as Carson, if I'm Carson, I have immunity. Like, if you're my target, why you should come pitch to me, like. And then Carolyn and Heidi, obviously there was some semblance of a plan being put in place before they returned from the sanctuary. So I don't know if, like, as soon as they got back from the sanctuary, Carolyn was just like 100% back with Jam Jam and Carson. But I almost feel like from Lauren's position, it's in a weird way, you would almost rather people not talk to you if they're gonna vote for you, because then at least you know, and like then you could leave it all out there and go for broke essentially. Whereas if people are talking to you and like just feeding you little lies, you might think, oh, this plan's possible. Let me play it cool. Whereas once you know the writing's on the wall, shout out to Destiny's Child, you can be like, all right, like Carolyn.
Now Jack, no R&B. Jack, stop playing in my face.
You can, if once you know that you're the target, then you could really just leave it all out there, whether that's coming up with crazy lies or just throwing people under Heidi's bus. And maybe that's not Lauren's style. Like, she wanted to go out a little bit classier, but I feel like, if you feel like it could be you, even if it's faking an idol, like maybe put something in your pocket. Let people know there's one out there. Just make them scramble a little bit. Because even if they end up putting the vote on Heidi instead, just to be safe, that's a win for you. But
here, another random thing, Jack, that kind of sort of came to my mind as you were talking during our mental health panel. One of the moderators, what was her name, Wendell?
Carrie.
She had said something to us, or just during. At this point, it's 24 days. Lauren hasn't been sleeping. Ain't really been eating properly. Like, we don't know where her mental was at. And so it's like, I could almost see where a point, like, not her not giving up, but her just being like, I'm going to take this to try. Like, I don't know. There's just so many different scenarios in which that, again, just kind of like circling back to our panel, you never know where someone's mindset might have been at. And like, I don't know. I just felt like I could understand or empathize a little bit more, especially where it's like, oh, I'm not kissing the ring. We're going to see you in tribal. Another random thought, sidebar of a different note of a thing. Carolyn is me in so many different ways, Wendell. Do you remember when, and Jax may be experienced, but when Carolyn came back, when Jam Jam came back,
he's like,
and like, Carolyn, he was like, hey, now, I've only ever been mad at Jack one time in my life. But, sometimes when Spicy Bricey comes out, like how Carolyn was with Jam Jam, that's how I be. Wendell will call me and, like, he might have pissed me off, but, I'm still trying to keep it cute. Or, and he'll be like, what's up, perp? I'm like, do it, Wendell. I'm Wendell. Hey, perp, what's up?
What's going on?
You okay?
Chilling.
I just appreciated Carolyn in that moment.
Yeah, that was funny.
She like hugged him, and she was like, she always makes faces. Like the camera guys know to catch her faces. Jam's like, is it me? Like, is something wrong? I was like, hug me. She's like,
What's going on?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, it was going to the hug. She was like trying to keep it cute, and then as soon as they hug and he can't see her face, she's just hitting the looks.
Even more reason Carolyn is me when she's like, all right, let me smell your breath. Okay. Oh.
You know what?
and-
I think I need a beer.
Oh.
Are you guys trying to have a drink while we do this?
Not a beer.
I think I need a beer for this pod. I need to
Loosen up.
Yeah.
What you drinking on, Jack?
there was a shandy in the fridge calling my name.
Jack, go get that shandy.
I got a sour monkey. I'll be back. Okay, wait, Paul. Wait, we wet our whistle. Go get something to drink. We'll be right back. Get it, Jack? It's been a long time since we've wet the whistle. I'm excited. See when they come back. For you guys listening at the podcast, I'm now back on the Heidi bus.
Did you get yours?
I did. Heidi gave me a ride back.
All right. So I don't know. I just needed, I think it's our last one in a while, unless we do deep dives. It's a celebration. So we need a beverage.
Jack with the one hand. Jack, stop showing off.
All right, gentlemen, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Is Jack getting in trouble?
I think he might be talking to his mom. Hey, Mom, I'm recording a podcast.
Did you take my shandy?
Jack's mom was like, you can't drink. Mom, I'm 21. Jack,
oh, he's in trouble.
That's a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Mom, I'm 21. I can drink. That's my hard lemonade.
It's not.
There's Capri Suns in the refrigerator.
I left you the high C boxes. You got Sunny D in the fridge?
Yeah. No, it's yeah. So where were we?
We're at Tribal.
We're at Tribal.
So Lauren kind of has a chance to say her piece.
And she talks about.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, she talks about her children again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's incredible. She's a very strong woman. She came out and played a very strong game, and she was locked in. Every single time you saw her, you could tell she was locked in. You know what she was playing for, and we heard it again. She is a single mother with 2 boys, and she works very hard for them, and she's out there to win this for them. And so
she's the last Soka standing.
Yeah. And if they're sitting there saying that she's this big of a threat and she's in the final 5, man, she could have won this game. If she she just won immunity before, she could have won this game. So kudos to her.
A huge
kudos. Yeah, and just to keep us on our toes, she pauses Jeff for a second when he asked if anyone has an idol, and I think all of us kind of thought, oh, maybe there's maybe she found it. We're gonna get a little flashback, but unfortunately, she did not. She ends up going home. Jam threw a vote on Heidi just in case she did play an idol, which I thought was very smart. That we didn't really get a chance to see because obviously she didn't find the idol. But yeah, shout out to Lauren for her performance this season.
Jack, were you upstairs or downstairs at this moment?
He was upstairs.
No, I think it was downstairs. I was downstairs because I saw when she got up and everyone, clapped at her.
So, but when she pulled when she acted like she had the idol, everyone was like, ah! And then she was like, psych, or whatever she said. Oh, man. Yeah. The crowd in there went crazy for that. And then again, yeah, once she got voted off, like, they gave her flowers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well
absolutely.
deserved. She played a great game, and although she didn't win because she got voted out, girl, you went out at 5 like that. Like, that's the one thing that always frustrates me in the Survivor fandom is we're rooting for the person who won, but like going out at 5 is an honor. It's a privilege. It's something that some can't do. It like so. I just. For me, I'm just saying, like, child, in my book, you won. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we go from tribal and we actually go straight into the next immunity challenge, which is another Survivor classic.
Now, you know I got to ask you, but go on, Jack.
I know, we're gonna get there. I believe it's called Samotion, like the name of the challenge.
Do the emotion, do the locomotion, do the emotion, Jack, do the emotion. Now I like this challenge, Jack. Please describe it to me.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot at the Final Four in recent seasons, but it's like the big metal frame with like the different tubes that you drop.
Oh,
you drop balls in there,
and what you gotta do?
I knew this was gonna happen. The path will alternate every time. You gotta catch them.
How do you reach for the ball?
How do you catch them? With your hands, mouth, foot? I don't know. I didn't see it. I was upstairs. No, I'm asking. I'm asking for a friend.
Brice, act like
Jack, just
act like
I
the
know
round.
fresh out
Act
of
like
only 24 years young, but
Brice, act like your mic stand. Act like you drop it from the top of the mic and you have to grab it. And now you have to grab it from the arm.
Jack, cue up the challenge.
Brice dropping his next ball in the contraption. Brice, remember it goes right, left, right, left. Oh my God! At the bottom.
Did he catch it with his mouth?
Can he do it? Oh, he got it. He just dropped it back in.
Let me get the next one. I got 2 of them there.
Brice, wait.
Okay, sorry.
And that's kind of what it looked like. So
now, mind you, sidebar. On the way to the challenge, Heidi was on that bus to the challenge. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Jake. I'll be quiet.
No, yeah, the bus was rolling. The school was just getting out.
No kids were injured.
Yeah, no kids were injured, but so they all make it to the 3-ball phase where Carolyn drops out, and then Jam, Heidi, and Carson make it to the 4th ball, where Jam falls out of that phase pretty quickly, and ultimately Carson and Heidi duel for a little bit, but Carson loses track, and Heidi ends up winning the final immunity challenge, and then teases to Jeff that she might give up the necklace and make fire.
And that's what's she was ready to, like, homegirl, celebrate your win, really, like,
right.
She was so ready to let them know, unless I make fire, what's up?
And dare I say, now I am taking nothing from Heidi. I almost wish she kept that to herself until tribal.
Again, agreed.
But I mean, I ain't taking. I mean, listen. I seen the bus drive by, so I'm not mad. Like I get it. But as somebody that is Thursday morning quarterbacking, I
It might have
wish
had a bigger impact.
it would have had a huger impact. And honestly, I say, could potentially whoever would have went home could have potentially even swayed that vote her way, because it would have just been such a, but but again, also at the same time, have to remember all season, I feel like Heidi like
We're not starting a vehicle anymore.
but the second Heidi's car was on go, she ain't take her foot off the gas.
Yeah. So,
And-
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say this kind of reminded me of something I was thinking about during the episode that I wanted to run by you guys. Just a general thing is like, obviously in the game of Survivor in general, it's great. A lot of those cutthroat moves are looked at as like flashy and like good for your resume. Something with the fire making challenge that hasn't been done that you kind of just touched on is like that I'm curious how people would react to is, say Heidi was like, you know what, I'm gonna bring Carson with me and I'm gonna have Jam and Carolyn make fire. That way Carson maybe doesn't prepare. And then at tribal you say, I was lying. I'm gonna do it against Carson. Obviously she probably still beats him and he's less prepared. Do you guys think that's something that the jury would look at as like a big move, or is that sort of one of those things in Survivor that it's like it's just not a classy thing to do it at that phase of the game?
I don't know, because I feel like so are you asking Wendell as a former player, or are you
Both.
asking as a viewer? Because as a viewer, I'm in that challenge anymore, but my jaw would drop.
I'm mostly saying as like maybe a jury member.
I think the way you do it, Jack, is you don't lie. You just allow them to believe that you're going with somebody. So instead of like saying, yeah, me and Carson set, whatever, it's like,
So
or even like, yo, y'all better get ready, whatever it is, but not lying to Carson, the sweetest human, that I think that under those circumstances, you run the risk of like kind of screwing yourself.
I have another question. Hypothetically, right? We know, and as a viewer, that Carson is weak in fire, right?
Mhm.
So, and this is just hypothetically, Heidi taking Carson, it isn't, and again, I'm not taking any way. I'm just, listen, this is just my journalistic duty. This is please believe I am in the backseat of Heidi bus with the Puerto Rican flag, holding it out the window and twerking. I'm just posing the question to ask because it comes to mind. Do we think anything played into the fact that if we all as viewers know Carson is not strong at making fire, was the slam dunk not dunking because it's not like a fair battle? If what I'm trying to make sure, like, do you think the outcome could have potentially been different if it were like she took a jam?
Does the jury all know that Carson is a bad fire maker?
I mean, I don't know, but
that's my first question.
I could only assume that no one has ever seen him make fire.
My second question is, does the jury view Carson as the biggest threat out there?
I mean, perception. It's all, I don't know. I'm just saying, and maybe this is just more of a viewer question because it's like we see how Heidi has laid out. Like Carson isn't that great at fire. She's seen Carolyn. She's seen Jam. I'm just thinking like, do they feel like, I don't know. I'm just like,
the way I see it is this.
But
you're taking, I think she's killing two birds with one stone. She's taking the path of least resistance through fire. Like she wants to do something in front of the jury with fire. Carson's the worst at making fire. Okay, cool. You should be able to get through that. But secondly, if he is truly the biggest threat out there, if he will win against anyone out there, you're also taking out the biggest threat.
Yeah.
But
That lines up perfectly where I think that's the move to make. Like, I don't give anyone more respect for beating someone who's better at fire if they aren't as good of a player. Like, it doesn't.
okay.
Yeah.
How and clearly we know, and this is only just because it sounds good, but Heidi smoked Carson, pun intended, but no. So we know that Heidi won. Carson killed it. I know that he was worried about looking like he wasn't good, but like he held his own, and so proud of him. But my question is, do we remember the first episode? So these are the nuances of the new Survivor editing that I love, that I've been saying this whole time as to sorry, starting Heidi Carr too much, hurting my throat, and participating in that challenge. Do we remember the first episode when they were on the beach? And I believe it might have been like Claire and Franny, and they were trying to get the fire started. And they were like, "Where is Danny? Where is Danny?" And Heidi was like, "I can make it fire." Like Heidi was like, "We don't need no man. I can make a fire." And again, it was, and they sub-captioned it. So it was like something that just a small little something that, but I was just like, look at Heidi in this moment, like saying like, "Girl, I can lead this tribe if y'all want me to." And so for me, thinking about that little clip in that first episode, to see her right now and actually went fire. When I rewatched the episode, y'all know I was in the bed crying like, "Sis, you better go off." She was saying it the whole time. And then I have even more praise to give to Heidi when we get to the final. But like, just those little, I love the little hints that the editors give us low key. And that's all I'm gonna say, because like she been telling us the whole time.
To add to that, there have been clips of Carson with like fire in his glasses and stuff like that.
And they've been, yep.
And what is crazy to me is you have someone who has prepared more than maybe anyone in the history of Survivor. Carson printed out these puzzles. He's ready for any puzzle or anything. He practiced fire. This man is, we've been getting this narrative that he has built these 3D puzzles and was super ready. And this one thing that he knows is going to be their fire is what takes him out.
Yeah. And I also want to add to Brice's point before about quickly about how you said like, "Oh, is taking out Carson if he's weak at, like, is that a big move if he's the weakest one?" I mean, I think it looks weak. Say they take like an hour to make fire, then it's like, doesn't matter. But the fact that, Carson was actually on pace to make a really solid fire in a quick time. It's just the fact that Heidi, her doing it in a record time is like very impressive. But yeah, and then obviously before we wrap up their sort of whole battle, we also got that scene back at camp of Jam helping Carson, which was really interesting, emotional.
More than emotional, I think that it speaks to the level, and again, I think that was a purpose. First of all, are you cutting something, Wendell?
No.
Are you clipping? What is that?
I was just throwing some trash away. My desk is really messy right now.
So Jack don't have no internet, and in the middle of potting, you want to...
I got a new OtterBox, right?
For your content phone?
Yes. But the thing is, my freaking glass keeps breaking anyway. So like that glass is broken.
Oh, okay.
And I just got this glass, and this glass is broken too.
Okay. So would you like to install the glass and Jack's Wi-Fi can cut out, and we'll wait until we get a clear bar from Jack? And
if you're forcing me to install some glass, I think I have more glass.
When
one of these.
I because you probably are sleep deprived from my breathtaking nephew, I'm gonna let you slide.
Your breath, you
not too much. Child, you didn't threw me off. Do you remember what I was saying, Jack?
What were you saying about Jam?
Jam. Oh, so again, I also feel like this is another little nugget that again, we're not seeing the full edit, the full picture. We're not seeing everything out there. Clearly, although we didn't see a lot of Lauren, Sis was a threat. Sis is a brick house in person, okay? She has a presence about her that's sweet, that's endearing, that's loving, but also she a teacher. So them kids talk back. We know, we didn't get to see the full picture of Lauren. I also feel like the edit that we've got of Jam Jam maybe not the full picture, but I feel like in this moment where potentially Jam Jam is going up against his Carson, and Jam Jam saying, am I helping him potentially beat me? Could be $1 million decision. But guess what? The 25 days that I spent out here with this man, the relationship, the bond, and what we built, I rather protect what I know that he has built and all of the things that he has prepared. I rather have him be the best him going out than winning $1 million. And that says a lot. Like, that was just like, wow. I was just like, and in that moment, it's like, wow, like we're getting a complete picture of a Jam Jam, because damn sure if it's when DZ, Wendell, and Jack, and I can make fire, y'all hoes is on your own. You better get a lighter.
When DZ, Wendell, and Jack.
Okay, I gotta go against all three of y'all. I ain't helping y'all with fire. I'ma tell y'all the best way to make fire is to get water. Okay? It just goes to just like it goes to show Jam Jam's heart. Because like that's like, what are you doing in that moment, Jack? Say you and I are the closest buddies, and Wendeezy is Heidi, and potentially she is saying she might do it, she might not. All roles is looking like it's me and you, and you know I'm struggling with making fire, not catching balls, but making fire.
Whoa.
What would you do?
Yeah, that's a tough spot, because if you have as like that close of a relationship, maybe you do feel compassionate, you want to help them. But just in general, even if it's a close ally of mine, if I think they could beat me, you on your own.
Brice asked me what I would do.
Wendeezy, what would you do if Jack is Heidi?
How about this? I was in this situation on the island. I taught Laurel how to make fire.
But who does she make fire against?
Nobody, because she didn't have to.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, leading up
okay.
until the fire making challenge, I was teaching her how to make fire in the event that whoever she goes against, including myself, because she didn't know how to make fire.
Would you have still smoked her?
The thing is, if you have to teach someone on the island at that point how to make fire, generally speaking, you're going to be better than them at making fire.
So you never know. The wind could blow. And also, what was crazy in another random of a random of a random of a random.
Then don't say it.
No, I'm just speaking to a Bryson Wynn event moment. I happened to be near Jesse in this moment, and Jesse looking at I happened to just see a Jesse and a Carson in that moment while watching it, and I just thought, like, oh my God, like the relatability, the community, that seeing them talk afterwards, like, was something that I can't even describe.
Wow, that's how Jesse went out. The strongest player in 43.
So I'm saying, like, I had to run upstairs. I got emotional because just even in that moment, I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
If a hug in that moment from anybody could have meant anything. And the fact that at a Bryson Wynn event. But anyway, I just the little nuances that happen. But sorry, Jack, go ahead.
No, you're good. Just let my internet catch up. But yeah, that was that, and that speaks to I remember the fire-making twist got implemented because Jeff wanted to give the strong players a better chance to make it to the end. But now we've seen a couple seasons in a row where the strongest players go out in the fire-making challenge. So it's a weird. It might not be working out how Jeff intended it to.
It's a conundrum,
but it definitely is. We get back to camp the next morning. We see the final three: Jam Jam, Carolyn, and Heidi. They receive a boat delivered breakfast.
Sorry,
That's what Brice. That's all he wants.
It's Survivor that it's just two things.
The final breakfast,
the merge feast, and the final breakfast. The final breakfast because it's like I want to scramble them eggs, pause. But I like, back in the old days, they used to like, it's just, I don't know, little moments on Survivor that for whatever reason are just, I don't know, it's synonymous with like my love of the show. And it's the merge feast. It's the family visit. And it's that breakfast that I don't know why. I just like it. Just once I saw the food coming, I was like, okay, let me just turn over and just listen. I don't know. For me, those are like my weird Survivor things that I just love about the show, and it's just breaking bread with people. I don't know. It's just a weird thing with me, and that. But
the day 39 breakfast is always important moment in the season, so
how did it? I don't think I've ever asked you this one, DZ. How did it taste?
It was delicious.
And y'all actually like that? Y'all scrambled your own eggs and stuff. Yeah,
we had a lot of food. I want to say we had like, I don't know if we had pancake batter or something like that, but we had like the bacon, the eggs. I think there was fruit. I think there was mimosas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, burp. Let me smell it. like honestly, like that's. I don't think I've ever asked you that question.
You didn't. Yeah, I've had a couple merge feasts.
Okay, not okay.
First merge boot, baby.
Yeah. And then after this, we start to see, this jury speaks portion, which got introduced, I think, in 41. Where the jurors, we get footage of them talking about, what the remaining contestants have to do to earn their vote. And just a few that stood out that I think sort of epitomized the people's games. Kane about Jam Jam said, like, he was so perceptive that if you were at the water well and you farted, he could smell it. And then Danny said about Heidi that, she took on the challenge of taking out Carson and Fire, and he was the king of the game. So that must make Heidi the queen of the game. And he said she was driving the bus real fast. Kids gotta watch out.
Time out. We can't go an episode without acknowledging our short kings. Not Danny talk about, even if my mom is up there.
Like, if she had a bad pitch, she's not getting my vote.
Danny, I know Danny mom.
That's your man.
Is at home. It was like
Danny's mom was catching straight.
Keep my mom.
Danny mom. When Danny got home, I know Danny mom was like, Danny, let me tell you something. First of all,
Danny, stand up. I am standing.
Y'all don't watch Housewives of Atlanta, but there is this meme of Nene Leakes, and she's like, at the reunion, she's like, now see, now she looks at Andy Coleman, and she's like, now see, how did I get in it? Danny mom is at home, probably with her granddaughter, surrounded by family, excited to see Danny, and Danny mom like, Now, how did I get in here?
Like, that's not the shout out I wanted, Danny. I asked you to shout me out.
Danny, okay. Before you go out on Survivor, just show me some love. Just love on me, Danny.
I got you. I'm gonna talk about you in the finale, Mom.
I got you, Mom. I got you. Hold on, wait. Hold on.
If he gets a breathe in with Danny's shirt. Oh.
Okay. Wait, sorry. I know Jack's like, my internet's messing up and y'all will go off. Okay. Danny set up at that reunion 311 in all and said,
Oh, I meant to talk about his poncho.
he said,
Oh. Was it a poncho?
hey guys, I want to know this. I'm not giving any votes out.
Oh, that's terrible.
If my mom was up there, I'm not giving an easy vote to her. Then the wind blew, and then he was like, "I'm not." Oh,
He was wearing a crop top, but because he got a small torso, it was like,
I thought it was a dinner napkin.
yeah, I don't know.
he was ready for the pizza and the champagne. He just put the on, but
He had his bib on from the merge feed.
this is the day 26 breakfast.
We love you, Danny.
We
Friend
love
of the
you,
show.
Danny. He had on his dad's hoodie. Ah.
And then the last quote, and then we saw Franny and Jamie talking about Carolyn using her emotion to sort of mask the strategic game that she played. So those were sort of the 3 or 4 quotes from the jury that stood out to me that I felt like really epitomized the game of the final 3. So next, go ahead.
So okay, go. No, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say next we get to the final tribal council. Let me see. Hold on.
And okay, Heidi switched out from the school bus. Okay, and she was driving the tractor trailer in the finale.
Yeah. So we get to final tribal council. The jury was maybe more supportive of the final 3 than like ever before. But I guess to briefly summarize, there was a lot of conversation, and some of it was hard to catch being at the finale, the live finale. But I mean, Heidi initially kind of said she felt like Jam Jam and Carolyn were sort of riding the coattails of Soka and Carson. But Jam Jam rebutted that, saying he kind of always knew where the vote was going. Even, I guess, sometimes if he knew it was directed towards him. Carolyn also discussed how, given her past as a now sober former drug addict, she had spent so much time. She had spent so much time, masking her emotions, and now that was just too much. That was too much of a burden to hold in this game. So instead of hiding them, she utilized them and tried to use them to her advantage, which I think was her story in the game. Jam Jam also discussed something that stood out to me. Jam Jam was talking about he paid attention to the twinkle in people's eyes, where he heard them talking about things that they really cared about, things that were emotional for them, and could see like how their eyes would look. And then when they would lie to him or they weren't being straightforward with him, he would see that twinkle sort of vanish, and that would let him know. But obviously there was a lot of discussion. I don't know if anything stood out in particular to you guys, but
For me,
I feel like it was a very strong tribal for Jam Jam.
I think it was a very strong tribal for everyone. I think that it is important to read the room, right? And so what I loved about this jury, I will start off, is that it didn't seem like, I know that last season of 43 they were saying, "Oh, it's a bitter," like I don't believe that it was, but I definitely out of all the seasons that I have watched, this season particularly, I really do feel like the jury was open. One of the strongest things that I think Heidi said during her time, and I've been not, I don't even want to say critical, but I've been critical in a positive way. I was like, Heidi don't let, no, but I've been hyper focused on this one particular trait of Heidi that, in my opinion, I feel like was a good trait, because I always compare her to like Rox Roy. I'm like, Heidi is very, she holds back. Like, she'll get information, but she'll never say a name. She'll say, "How do you feel?" Like, I remember they were at the I'm about to say the festival. Wendell, put whatever is in your hand down.
It's just a plastic bag. I'm just folding up the plastic bag.
Fold your hands. And don't zip it. Oh,
Did you hear it zip?
yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like whatever you're doing, it's like between Jack's Wi-Fi blinking and you fixing your
My
desk.
ADHD.
What I'm saying is that, like, she was just very reserved, very like, and to hear her talk about being a Latina woman in the field of work of engineer, that she's surrounded by essentially men, she is taught to be more reserved, not to like, and for me, like, hearing her say that, I was like, wow, like I was like, okay, we get like, so for me, that was just such a strong point for Heidi to say that. And it's like, again, we bring our real life ish into the game. And it's like, in my opinion, that helped. For me, hearing Carolyn talk about her emotions and how, like, she's not just all over the place, like she's playing the game, I was like, spoke to me. Hearing Jam Jam adamantly defend that I'm not following the coattails of Carson. I mean, and in but so many ways, he was saying, like, I mean, I'm driving that ship, and had things to back it up. My last take, and then I'll be quiet about this final. I really feel like the jury was looking for what you have done in the game. And I love my Queen Carolyn. I feel like, as a person, like, if they gave out fan favorite, they giving out the minivans, it goes to Carolyn. But again, I'm very hypercritical on, in this final three, I need to know what you've done, how you've done it, when you've done it. Like, and I feel like Carolyn spent more time talking about, I think for the game, she has worked through a lot in herself. Like, like, and I think that, like, for me, that's touching, and I get it. Heidi, I feel like, was so on the defense, and I understand why she would be on the defense, because it's like, y'all act like y'all haven't seen what I have done. And I think the way Jam Jam delivered, charismatic, funny, like the way I just, they all have compelling and amazing stories. It's just the way Jam Jam delivered, in my opinion, truly sealed the deal. Like, he truly sealed the deal. That's just my opinion. I don't know what y'all think about that, because, like Heidi was saying everything right. Like, Heidi, but it was, I don't know, it was in the way, and if it were another final three and this is how Heidi was delivering, it would be like, yeah, $100 million. But it just all goes to show you in Survivor, like, when they say it's not a game of luck, a game of chance, a game of like, it's the audience in which that you are delivering your message to, and also it is the people who you also are sitting next to, because it's like Heidi's pitch was perfect. It was amazing. It was like everything that I needed to be, but it was kind of like, I don't know. But, and when you look at comparison to like a Jam Jam, who kind of like, I don't know, just I don't know, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating, because I'm not, but I'm just trying to like describe in which that, like.
Do you think if Heidi was a man?
No, 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 not at all.
What was my question?
You think if Heidi was a man and she delivered how she just delivered right now, do I think it would be different?
if she was a man and she performed how she like
Mm.
that win, going in,
Mm.
beating the biggest threat, standing on her stuff.
Mm.
It's a question.
I don't think so. Look, I think Heidi played a solid game, but I don't think it was like a winning game. And I also
I
think
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You
Cam
make
played a really strong game, and I think he was, of all of the three, he was the most at the center of the strategy and the most aware of what was going on. And I also think he might have been the most beloved. And I think the edit might have actually had to dumb that down a little bit to make it less obvious that he was going to win. Because I think obviously the jury had a lot of love for Heidi, tons of love for Carolyn. But I really think at the end of the day, this jury just loved Jam Jam. And you could see every time he made a little joke how much they just like
But
adored him. And I'm sure there was so much of that we did.
you know what it is? And again, here's another nuance that Survivor continues to throw in our face, but I love it. What's been the trend these last couple of episodes? Strategic versus emotion. And these three right here are the perfect example. Heidi, on paper, dare I say, who doesn't love a comeback story, has the best on paper underdog story. Carolyn, who doesn't love somebody? Wait, but so I'm just saying, like, somebody that's been around, been on the vote, been like, and then to come back, like, because like
I don't think
it's all.
that was a comeback though. Like you win
I,
final, take out
I
cards.
think
Like,
you win when you need to win, and you turn.
that was cool, but like that's not like a crazy underdog.
But she has not been Heidi. I've been cheering for Heidi this whole season. I've been dropping all the things. You better go back to episode 13, 14. I've been saying all the things that Heidi has been doing. She has done enough, and to perform like this in the end, in my opinion,
she peaked at the right time.
Right,
But,
is
like,
the winner worthy? But here's this is what I'm gonna say, because it's like Chris Underwood won, so like that end of story. End of story. Respectfully, Jack. I'm not trying to argue with you, but y'all think I'd be tricky. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, Chris Underwood won. That's all I'm gonna say to that. But just to my point, where I feel like on paper has the Underwood story that we love. Carolyn, on paper, is the human being that we love, that we want to see more of, that is playing the game, that is great. But I really feel like Jam Jam was the best of both worlds, where he is emotional. He does talk about these different things. He gets to know people, but at the same time, Jam Jam was strategic. He was moving and shaking, and I think that, in my opinion, is what the jury ultimately saw. And I think that that's really what Survivor has been showing us with this strategic versus emotions. Which game is it? It isn't either or. It's the best of both worlds.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But that's all. But and again, I don't, as my Wendell likes to say, my journalistic duty, child, all three of them is my winner. All three of them is my winner. Like, they are my winners, because they are amazing. All three of them, in my opinion, have. This was now. Do y'all disagree with me here? Is this I'm just going all over the place. Sorry. Is this not a solid final three?
Oh, it's definitely a very solid final three, in my opinion.
Yes. One thing that I want to make note of, is English Heidi's second language?
Yes, and Jam Jam's.
Yeah, and for them to be the top two players, like, I just want to commend them big time. Yeah, they were out there coming in first and second, and this isn't even their first language. Like,
Yeah.
huge, utmost respect to these players.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's actually interesting thing about that, where I don't know if we've had contestants from Puerto Rico in the past, but I feel like every time a new non-continental U.S. country is introduced into the Survivor casting pool, they do quite well. Like with 41 and 42, we had Canadian winners. The first seasons that we had Canadians. Now we have a Puerto Rican winner and a Puerto Rican runner-up. In the first season, to my memory, that we have a Puerto Rican, at least multiple Puerto Rican players. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a very strong final three.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Big respect. Like, and one more thing I want to add is I think they could have very easily given Carolyn like a Debbie or a Nora edit. And I would like to, because I mean, she didn't get any votes at the end. Like, I'd like to give a lot of credit to the editors for
Yeah.
understanding there's a different way that this story can be told.
I
When
was
you have someone that's quirky and emotional, we don't have to laugh at that person. We can laugh with that person and we can learn who that person is.
Yeah, I was thinking very similarly, where a lot of times that third place quirky personality gets kind of shafted by the edit. But she had a great story, and I think there's an argument that she could have been one of the best players, that she could have won. I mean, if I was voting, I would have probably slotted her in my second place. But it's just the fact that she and Jam Jam played similar games, and Jam Jam might have had the edge a little bit, caused him to take away all of her votes, whereas Heidi still had Danny. But yeah, she was, definitely a modern era, if not all time, character and player.
She's one of those. She's one of those characters that we will never forget. Like there are characters we won't forget. Just Coach Philip Shepard, but again, like some of those characters, we look at as a little, we're gonna look at Carolyn as someone that we love, someone that's endearing, someone that played the game and happened to be quirky.
She's a trailblazer. Someone like Heidi, like they all are just truly amazing. They all have stolen our hearts, and I think, yeah, I just the editing this season, especially these last couple of episodes, I think, because I almost feel like the editors, I feel like they're playing with us a little bit because it's like they gave Heidi the winner edit of like the last two, like I just think that they've given her a great edit. We love Heidi. We love Carolyn. Carolyn is like, she's my soul sister. But if I get emotional, to have Jam Jam be a winner, and I believe, is he the first Puerto Rican man winner of Survivor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is season 44. It is just truly remarkable. And y'all didn't have me drink a sour monkey, so y'all know my tears are about to come. But I don't want to make this about myself at all, but I really want to like put my journey into this story because it is very meaningful for me. Playing Survivor, I love it. Like I love the game. It's like this is all we talk about. This is, I truly love the game. And for a very long time, I have always struggled with, my identity, who I am. Is there a place for gay men of color? Like, and there's just a lot of nuances, and I don't mean any disrespect to anyone, but I am going to just speak from my heart. And I'm going to say how I feel. It is hard to be a Black gay man. It's hard to be a gay man of color. At times, I do feel like white gay men can assimilate into society a lot easier than a gay man of color, and we've seen it on Survivor. We this isn't our first gay man winner, but to have our first Puerto Rican gay man winner is monumental. It is groundbreaking. It is shattering. One of the main reasons as to why I participated in the diversity initiative to campaign to CBS to have more diversity. I didn't just go in there as a Black man. I went in there as a Black gay man. And even the adversity that I had experienced within the own Survivor community, however, I moved forward. I got on the Heidi bus and I moved forward with the support of so many amazing people like Wendell, like Jatia, like Julia Carter, like Sabrina Thompson Mitchell, like Jamal Shipman, Ramona Sanchez, like so many people. And like they
Ramona
helped.
Sanchez.
I mean, but you know what I mean. I'm on a sour monkey, but I'm just saying that like I didn't just have to pick a side. I didn't have to just be black. I could be my black gay self. And through the diversity initiative, and we got to see so many more people. And just to have our first gay man winner of color it just is something that I just can't put into words. And to actually know Jam Jam, to have met him, for him to be so amazing, so cool, so down to earth, like, it just is, him and I have an understanding. Like, for him to be the first Puerto Rican gay winner, to have a Josh, an openly gay black man, 2 gay men of color on one season. Like, I mean, season 44, I can't put into words. I truly can't. And I am so proud of Jam Jam. I'm so proud of this whole cast. I just had to just put my little 2 cents in, because like I would be remiss if I didn't actually say how I felt. And I am just proud and so happy of Jam Jam. I know I'm on a little soapbox. I apologize. But I just had to throw that in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's an incredible person. He's one of those. He's a larger than life person and character, and we were very lucky to have him on the show. And you played a huge role in getting people like that on there, Brice. So you should be very proud of yourself, man. That's incredible. Look at the last 4 winners that we've had. It's been incredible.
Yeah, Jam Jam definitely crushed it in every regard. Personally, I think strongest winner of the new era. So definitely excited that he took it home, and excited to hopefully get him back on the screen at some point.
Strongest winner of the new era.
Okay, well, when Gabler comes on next week, Jack,
Right.
he gonna ask you about
He gonna
that.
choke you.
I actually met Gabler for the first time this week, and I really vibed with Gabler.
Oh,
but
we listen.
I still got to rep. I still got, and I love me some Erica, and I love me some Marianne, but I still got to say Jam Jam, I think, is the strongest winner of the new era.
I won't disagree, but I love me. I love all the winners. Talk about this photo, Wendeezy.
Oh yeah, this is a great photo right here. We right when Jam Jam won, we weren't spoiled, so we didn't know who won, but we had this $1 million prop check from Brice and Wen.
Which is why, if you are looking on the YouTube, Wendell has a Sharpie on attached to his collar. That's not a necklace. That's a Sharpie. Wendell just became a father, and he is just already in the dad role. But go on, continue.
So we had his check as soon as they announced that Jam Jam was the winner. Gabler and I wrote Jam Jam on this check, and we, along with Brice, had to like fight through this sea of humanity to get to this extremely, happy, personable person, Jam Jam, amongst his cast and his family, and many tears. And we got to him, and we delivered this check to him. And it was a great moment to see these 2 men. You got Gabler and you got Jam Jam. You got winners back to back. For Jam Jam to kind of pass the torch for Gabler to kind of pass the torch to Jam Jam. It was just a special moment. Lots of love, lots of big hugs, lots of happiness. And that's what you see in this photo. And I felt like one of those bottle women in the club that, like, they walk around with
they're bottle men.
I haven't seen bottle men. I just know that the women that have the bottles in their hands with the sparklers, and they're holding it up, and you're like saying, "Oh my God, congratulations!" Da da da. I felt like that because I was holding this check over Jam Jam for what seemed like 5-10 minutes because he wouldn't take it from me.
Jack, where is this a poker term when they say call a spade a spade?
I think that's just a general term, but a spade is a card. So
I just want to call Wendeezy on his ish, right? Because he is making it seem like, oh, I had to hold this check, I had to fight through. Like, but I could recall you were in LA last year or last season for the finale with us, Jack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We did a similar thing for Gabler. Gabler wasn't with us because he was with his father. And we had to fight through a crowd, right? But during the end of the night when it kind of sort of like a lot of people, not a lot, but it kind of thins out a little bit and the party kind of sort of takes over. Wendell, you started last season a Congo line with Gabler's check. So stop like painting this picture like I had to hold this check. Like you
All right.
enjoy.
All right. If you want to call us, all right. Well, then I should be allowed to defend myself, Brice.
Okay.
If we're going there,
If you want to be a check boy, where you come
no,
out like
no.
just
No,
it's okay.
no. You
Well,
see
he
the
said
bags.
like he felt like a
you
bottle girl, but he didn't say it was a bad feeling.
Well, right.
You see the bags under my eyes.
Well, I
No,
saw.
no. May I?
saw
May
them.
I?
Okay,
May
but
I
I saw them
finish?
5 years ago. But go on.
May I finish? You know we had back-to-back parties. May I finish? Tuesday night we had the welcome party.
Uh-huh.
I had a hotel in New York, but you know where I slept? I drove back to Philly
Mm-hmm.
at whatever a.m.
Mm-hmm.
to take care of my baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up at 7 a.m. to drive back to New York to set up for 4 hours to hang that sign.
Mm-hmm. Who took it down?
And then
Oh,
we
okay.
partied all night.
Okay.
And I had
yeah.
a room in New York, but I
Okay.
drove back to Philly.
Okay.
So I was running. Oh, and when I got home both nights, I took care of a baby all night. So, yes, Brice, I was a little tired. My arms were a little tired of holding this heavy $1 million check that we were giving to Jam Jam. I was a little tired. And yes, a year prior,
Jack, does he look tired in this photo?
Yes.
No.
In every photo. Can you see my eyes?
I don't think you can look tired with a Sharpie Velcroed to your sweater. I don't think that that's possible.
I'm still tired.
But we understand your life is moving in many different directions, and we appreciate your dedication. There wouldn't be a Bryson win without a Wendeezy, so we definitely appreciate you. But Jack, any memorable moments of the night? Because
Did you meet Dom?
I met Dom. He was one of the first people I met at the pregame, and I love talking to Dom. The welcome party was honestly the standout because we weren't. Sometimes standing around watching the episode it's fun, but it chills everything out because you have to listen and pay attention, find this corner in a speaker. The welcome party, we were just on go, and it was a little more space to move around. But I will say the highlight of my Wednesday night was actually I could say meeting season 44, the first Medivac Bruce Perrault. Meeting him was.
Jack, let me tell you about Bruce.
I love me some Bruce. We got Mexican street food after at like 2 a.m. and just walked around and shot the shit. Bruce, awesome.
Let me tell you about Bruce. Okay, came to our little pregame little shindig. We had little gifts given out to people. Bruce came up and said, "Brice." I said, "Back up, Bruce. You kind of close." "Where's the bathroom?" I said, "Oh, right there." Ciao, Jack. Bruce went to open the door. I had to run. I said, "Bro!" I said, "Watch your head when you open that door." The way Bruce ran after me the whole night.
I hope we get to see him again in a future season. But I also want to say I saw today something I'd be remiss not to mention. I saw that the Sia Award was, I don't know if you guys saw this, she gave $15K to Carson and $100K to Carolyn.
Wow.
And another 15, right?
Oh, I haven't seen that TikTok yet, but probably.
Why did
She ain't get nothing to hide.
I could be wrong. Why did I think that Lauren got 15K as well?
He might have. I just saw this on like TikTok, so I might not have seen the Lauren video yet.
Yeah, it was out yesterday too. She jumped on their RHAP interviews or something like that.
Yeah. From the stage in LA to the RHAP interview, Sia is worldwide.
Jack,
She's
how
gonna
much
show up. She's gonna show up at BWP.
She needs to.
That would be awesome.
Listen, I will wear a Sia wig next
next
season on the podcast.
No, at our finale next season.
We both wear them.
No.
We all three wear them.
No, one
We'll
of the
wear-
two. One of the two of you are wearing it, but we're giving out a Sia check also.
Jack, what? How much does Sia give you for season 2 of The Circle?
Still waiting on the check. I don't know if he see it, but
she's still on the bus.
yeah, still on there. See it if you want to watch it, and give a 5th place finisher, maybe just a coupon for some makeup products just to figure it out, but okay, but
Well, okay. Did you get on the karaoke night?
I did not. But I will say I had numerous people, members of the Jack Shack, coming up and saying they thought I was doing a great job with the karaoke and they thought it was unfair in that day. So they gave me some props. So if you're watching this and you saw me at the finale or the welcome party, I appreciate you.
I had multiple people come up to me saying, "Go harder on the baby boy." Okay. So I mean, I don't know, but
like
one,
I said, it's already difficult enough. If it gets any worse, it's gonna be bad.
No one came up to me. Y'all both.
Yeah, a lot of people said,
"Stop doing your nails. Stop cleaning your desk."
And real quick, we also saw the trailer for season 45.
Oh,
fun. And something I didn't realize until the second time I watched it. It looks like we might have the Survivor auction back.
You saw that gavel?
I saw the gavel, or maybe it's a crazy twist.
Jeffrey Probst is Jeffrey Probst a posse member? Because I'm trying to figure out who else been asking for the auction back.
Other than everybody? Other than every Survivor fan to ever watch the show.
I'm trying to figure out. Oh, wait.
I heard they're auctioning off tickets to the next Brice and Wendell Presents.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, listen. Also, another highlight of me, child, while we were doing karaoke, I was so excited. Like a lot of the 44 people were there, and I thought I had dropped a drink. Because I was like walking through the crowd. I was like, oh, what's that on my foot? I thought I kicked something. Child, I was like, Danny!
Danny, what was he sitting on your foot?
Have you ever seen Yash
Just wrapped around your leg, like I'm just along for the ride, Brice.
Okay. Here's another thing that's like what I don't understand about the culture that we have captivated or cultivated at the Brice and Wynn present, and just like with Survivor News, is that like it's these weird, strange, fun, amazing things that's like I woke up on Wednesday morning before we had to go to set up for the event, and when DZ was getting on my nerves. But listen, I'm on the road to a better Brice. So
we from Philly.
Okay, we didn't even get in no fight. I took a walk around the block. But anyway, I got to thinking when I woke up on Wednesday morning, I said, did I do the damn limbo? They were doing limbo
at what?
At the welcome party. It was a whole.
Don't tell me Danny was just walking under it.
Danny won. He won.
He finally won a challenge.
Like, but I was just like, we do Congo lines, okay? Now, like limbo, but mind you, I was like, let me get up on the limbo challenge, okay?
We're gonna initiate that too. Now we need a limbo.
But yeah, but Danny can't compete because we can't find anybody. But honestly, huge shout out to season 44 for just rocking with your baby boys. Shout out. Cast. Okay, and also huge shout out to the pre-mergers. Okay, my Maddies, my Helens, my Laurens, my Bruces, my Claires, my everybody. My
Over there.
I mean, what I said Lauren,
Yeah.
Sarah Wade,
Matthew, Sarah.
Matthew, Sarah, like shout
Bruce?
out. I said, Jack,
Oh.
is your internet in?
I
I'm
was
just
I
saying.
was case because you were.
I'm just saying. I have always, even before I played Survivor, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Even before I played Survivor, one of my favorite parts about Survivor has always been the pre-merge. I just always feel like big, great characters go out early. And then, of course, I go on and, I add to that fact. However, this merge, the jewelry, love them all, amazing. But I just have to say, in person, a Helen deliver. A Maddie deliver. Also, Maddie boyfriend. I think me, Maddie, and her boyfriend, we in a whole relationship. Like, I just say, Bruce, I gotta watch out for him because now I'm his doctor. He picked up a glass. I said, put it down. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Okay. Matthew, oh my God, love Matthew. I love his husband, Dan. Like, I just this whole cast has been amazing. And if you don't follow them, make sure y'all go on their Instagrams. Make sure y'all show them love. They're just really amazing. They are, and not to say that other seasons have not been amazing because they are, but this season, this cast is for the community. They for the people. They for the I lost my phone. I didn't lose my phone, but I handed my phone to somebody, and normally what happens, Wendell will have my phone. And he'll let me look for it. And this is how I know the things that piss me off. I've been but I haven't been, I wasn't trying to stress about it because, just my phone. God, what is he saying? Brandon Cottom's like, you okay? I'm like, I can't find my phone. You're like, oh, is it orange? Brandon Cottom, stop playing with me. Then I go through my phones, and you're laughing. It's a million selfies with Brandon and Wendell.
I wasn't in those selfies.
Oh,
Don't do that. Show me one of them.
Oh, okay.
Show me one of them. Show me one of them.
Give me 2 seconds, because I'm like, oh, okay. So this is where.
Show me one of them.
Ooh.
Oh.
Show me a second one.
Yeah,
now Brandon can keep this. Okay, this one gonna stay. Oh, okay. Mind you. Wait, hold on, wait. Make sure we go the right direction.
Brandon got you.
Look at the
It didn't go over. Do it. Swipe again.
So look at this. Look at this pose. Okay. Hold on, wait. We go. Hold on, wait. We gonna go.
Brandon was trying to sell Wendell some of his diapers.
Right. But look at the unique differences. Oh, okay. You out here taking. Oh, we taking selfies. Okay, but yeah. Jack, land this Boeing 36-7 2D42.
Yeah, I mean, so much to say about it. It was a great season. One of the best ones in recent memory, in my opinion. It was great covering it with you guys. I'm hoping we can either do some deep dives, or I have some other ideas maybe that we can keep some content coming this summer. But until then, it's going to be sad not having the weekly Survivor news with the baby boys until we get season 45, which, hopefully shouldn't be too far away. But yeah.
Brice, I want to thank you for another great season. And Jack, I want to thank you too, man. You guys are great at this. I appreciate y'all letting me join in. To the viewers, I know that, there's a Jack Shack and there's a Brice Spice Rack, but I don't know. I love y'all. And hey, I wouldn't be opposed to doing some deep dives if y'all wouldn't be opposed. So maybe if the viewers could.
Well, if they want it, but also to the Jack Shack.
Ooh.
Sorry, my internet.
If y'all want to start a GoFundMe to get Jack a hot spot, I will put up and a ring.
I have a
not with no. Jack. First of all, I'm Jack Shack 33-7, so I will be in the comments this weekend coming for you. No, but listen, if y'all want to start a GoFundMe to get a baby boy a hot spot, I will put up the first $50, and I'm sure Wendell will put up the
I
second $50.
I have a hotspot, but it just like dies so fast.
Okay.
Like a podcast. I don't know,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's just right now. Today was a unique problem because I'm at home in Connecticut.
So
I never podcast.
So what? Okay, so Jack, what is the common denominator?
Me.
Okay, and also wait, the Jack Shack. If y'all listening, if y'all want to put in the GoFundMe a hotspot and an alarm clock, I will personally purchase the alarm clock.
We're
setting it to East Coast time.
I'm gonna come back for season 45, higher frame rate than ever. So get ready.
Well, this has been an amazing coverage of season 44. Survivor News, we appreciate you. The Jack Shack, the Jack Sleeve. Where are my buffs? Wendeezy, thank you so much for taking the time to organize your desk with us tonight. We truly appreciate it. We will be back sooner rather than later. I mean, I don't know. I mean, last time we left something like that. Last time we left something like that, I think we said get your passports ready.
Ooh.
We'll see you next season.
Brice and Wen on a tour 45.
Ooh.
Also, let us know what deep dives you want in the comments.
True that.
Maybe.
Also, somebody create that GoFundMe for Jet. Also,
I'm gonna miss you guys because Brice won't let us do deep dives.
I'm gonna miss you as well. But also, somewhere, and then I'm ending it after this. Somewhere,
give us free.
Somewhere in New York City. Danny's mom is like, why you had to say that? All right. Love y'all. We out.
Survivor News.